watching KWQC TV, the news leader, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, Holistic Wellness Services by Living Yoga Quad Cities. Get to know this neighborhood yoga studio offering you many self-care options. Explore interactive exhibits, get up close with iconic vintage vehicles, and discover the magic of locomotive restoration. We'll get the details on an upcoming event combining classic cars and trains. And it is QC Restaurant Week, so we're putting the spotlight on a new spot in our area. Savor the flavors of African cuisine at I Love Fufu. More on that to come. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live. It is Tuesday, April 8th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. Well, it's time to play ball at Modern Women Park, voted the best minor league ballpark in America. The Quad Cities River Bandits will host the team's home opener tonight. And here with a preview of all the fun that we can expect this season is President and CEO Dave Heller. Dave, welcome back.
Yeah, Morgan, great to see you.
It's so great to see you as well. It's always a good time when you're on the show because it means things are happening. It means we're about to see a warm-up weather-wise,
that's
right? At least that's
right.
what we're hoping. Modern Women, let's revisit that really quickly.
Okay.
Ballpark of the year, essentially,
yes.
Again.
From USA Today.
Yes,
yeah.
Again, it has achieved this. Probably no surprise to you or really the rest of the Quad Cities.
It's always a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great park, but when you think that this is a vote that happens across the country, and we're competing, little Quad Cities competing against NFL cities like Buffalo and Charlotte, Nashville and Vegas, and NBA cities, and we win.
Yeah.
Like that really says something. It says something both about our fan base and the people in the Quad Cities and how they rally behind us as a community. And it says something about the way the rest of the country sees this ballpark with the Ferris wheel and a kids coaster and the only double-decker merry-go-round anywhere in the state of Iowa.
Yeah, and the view.
And the view, and say we want to support this.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you can support it. You can check out the whole thing tonight if you want to, because it is opening night, as we mentioned. People are ready. They're ready to get back to the ballpark. So what do we need to know if we're packing up the family and we're headed there tonight?
So the first thing you need to know is it's not going to cost you very much.
Okay.
Okay. Tickets start at $2 tonight.
$2 Tuesdays.
$2 Tuesdays. Awesome. Even opening night.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Right? So you can get a GA ticket for $2. You could get a hot dog for $2. You can get a pop for $2.
That's awesome.
So you can take a family of 4.
That's great.
For $24 and give everybody a hot dog.
That's huge.
Right?
No, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you see people asking questions like that all the time, whether it's on Facebook or whatever, like, where's the best place to get, you know, I got 4 kids, where's the best place to get a deal tonight? I mean, this is everything. This is the entertainment, the $2 hot dogs, the whole thing. So it's a perfect evening, even if you find it still a little bit too cold out there. It is officially baseball season. So
That's right.
Just bundle up. So, of course...
and it's getting warmer as the week goes on,
it
too.
Is,
right?
Yes. That's why we're all still smiling here today, because the temperatures aren't supposed to plummet, according to Kyle.
No, they're supposed to go the other way.
Yeah, they're supposed to go the other way. Let's talk about what else you have going on for the week promotionally. So Ferris Wheel Wednesdays is going to be a thing?
It is a thing.
Okay.
It's going to start in May, though, because it's
Still too cold right now, yeah.
You're up there. It's really chilly.
Yeah.
But every Tuesday, $2 Tuesdays, $2 tickets, $2 pops, $2 hot dogs, and we also give a free Pepsi pennant.
Okay.
And we're going to do that tonight.
Oh, that's fun.
First 500 kids there will get a free pennant to go along with the discounted drinks and tickets. We're also giving away free magnet schedules tonight to everybody. They can come home, put them on their freezer, and if they don't have a freezer, no problem. We're giving away a freezer too.
Oh, perfect.
How's that?
Anybody in the market for one of those? Yeah.
Right?
No, I think you guys all do a really great job there of really having these fun theme nights. So, you know, you're going to have the Ferris Wheel Wednesdays, you know, kickstart that when it gets a little warmer. $2 beers still on Thursdays.
Right, and a free pint glass.
And a free pint glass. Another one, well, Friday fireworks.
That's right.
So, I mean, that really draws the crowd and keeps the crowd there. I mean, I know even with a little kid with a bedtime, I'm like, no, we're not missing the fireworks. And then you guys, of course, do all kinds of giveaways on the weekends, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
So we want to show our support for the Bandits, of course. We want to be wearing our Bandits colors and our Bandits logos, and you have some new merchandise.
We do.
For sale.
We have a really cool new hat.
Okay.
New T-shirts that show our new logo.
Okay.
Which is QC shaped like the KC,
Okay.
the tie to the Royals.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
And also has the bridge in it because the bridge is really iconically Quad Cities.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and especially to that ballpark.
Right. That's
Yeah,
right.
that is very cool.
And so everybody can get those at the ballpark.
Okay.
But I'm so excited about our promotional schedule. It is just jam-packed from free Ferris wheel rides Wednesdays and free carousel rides as well.
Awesome.
Free pint glasses every Thursday and $2 beers. Fireworks, as you said, every Friday.
Yeah.
A premium giveaway every Saturday. Crossbody bag, beanies, bucket hats.
The gift that keeps on giving, going to a Bandits game.
That's right.
For sure.
And plenty of bobbleheads all season long as well.
Yeah.
And then every Sunday is a T-shirt giveaway.
Okay.
As well as pregame player autographs, and kids get to run the bases.
Oh my gosh, they love that too. Watching the kids
And
get
this
those
year,
autographs. Yeah.
when they get to do the run the bases on the brand new field,
Oh yeah.
it's really
Okay,
special.
that was actually my next question for you. So lots of people noticed some work happening
Yeah.
at the ballpark in the off season. Talk a little bit about what's new there. There's a couple of things that
Right.
you guys adjusted or changed a little bit.
There are. So the first that everybody's going to see right away is this brand new field.
Yeah.
It was put in by Bush Turf, which is based here in the Quad Cities.
Okay.
They are a real Quad City success story, right? They do the Dodgers field in LA.
Oh, wow.
They do the Royals field in Kansas City, the Kansas City Chiefs football field.
We'll have to have them on the show.
Yeah, I mean, they are great. And this grass at our ballpark, it looks greener
Looks
than
amazing.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
It is the greenest grass I've ever seen.
Even right now, which is
Right,
hard for
even
a lot
right
of
now
people
in
to
April.
believe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's fantastic, and we also have expanded netting down both baselines, so no matter where you are in the park, you're protected. You're not going to get
protected.
hit by a foul ball. Safety is always our first
Yeah.
concern, and so we're glad to get this done
Yeah.
as well.
A lot of peace of mind,
Yeah.
you know, when you're going to the ballpark. So that's great. Some awesome updates. Speaking of some awesome updates, there's actually a new commercial that you're all going to be seeing on television soon, celebrating the Bandits and the season. So today, I believe we are getting a first look at that.
This is the world premiere.
Yeah.
This year, the River Bandits have more promotions than ever. Tuesdays are $2 tickets and free pennants. Wednesdays are free Ferris wheel rides. Please ask the editor to put a Bandits cap on my head. Not a turkey. Thursday's a free pint glass and $2 beers. Really? Come on, take that off. Friday, it's fireworks. There's great giveaways every Saturday. Really? Antlers? And kids run the bases every Sunday. Okay, that's it. Who's editing this darn ad? The River Bandits at Modern Woodman Park, where the fun never stops. Rascal!
You guys are just really known for your hilarious commercials. I remember seeing when you first got here, your kids in them and everything like that. So always fun to see you on TV. And before we wrap up too, always fun to see you at the ballpark. I think you do a really good job when you're in town, meeting the fans and getting to know everybody and just kind of getting feedback from everybody.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I try not to miss a game.
Yeah.
We live here. My kids go to school here. This is our home, and we want everybody to feel at home in our ballpark. It's very personal to us.
Well, that's great. Wonderful. Again, the Bandits home opener. I can't believe it, but it is tonight at 6:30 against Wisconsin. And this stretch of games actually runs through the weekend with Sunday's matchup starting at 1 p.m. You can buy tickets right there at the ballpark if you want to, or ahead of time by heading to their website, milb.com/quad-cities. Dave,
Or just riverbandits.com.
Riverbandits.com.
The simplest way to do it.
That would be, that would be a lot easier. You can check the schedule at the website that I gave you, though, too. Dave, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having us, Morgan. I'll tell you this. This team is loaded.
Okay.
We have so many future Major League stars, and I can't wait for everybody in the Quad Cities to get to see them.
I'm so happy you said that. So, yes, kids, get your autographs while you can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
especially Sundays, pregame player autographs.
Perfect. Okay, well, thank you so much. And still to come on QCL, QC Restaurant Week is underway, and we are coming to you live from one of the area's newest establishments offering award-winning African cuisine.
watching Quad Cities Live.
It is QC Restaurant Week, and we're putting the spotlight on a new establishment recently voted Best African Cuisine. I Love Fufu. That's the name of the spot, located near the riverfront in downtown Davenport. Our own Jake Eastburn is joining us live from that restaurant. And Jake, this is actually a second location for them.
It is, Morgan. I Love Fufu. This is their second location, the first being in Iowa City. They just recently opened their Davenport location, and it is very popular, and they offer great cuisine, African cuisine, like you mentioned, that's award-winning. Joining me now is Regina Doré, and she owns this establishment, and you are just... The Quad Cities has shown you a lot of love, aren't they?
Yes, they have been.
Tell us a little bit about the story behind your name.
The story behind my name is I started this restaurant project about 15 years now, I would say 13 years before I opened the Iowa City location. I was inspired because when I was coming to America in 2000 as an international student, I traveled with an old lady who was traveling from Liberia to New York to visit her daughter, and she traveled from Liberia to Brussels, Brussels to JFK, and she starved on the plane. So I grew up in the restaurant business. I am half African and half Vietnamese, and my parents owned a restaurant business. It was really sad traveling with this old lady that traveled from Africa to America, and she starved on the plane because she did not have access to food that she was familiar with. So that's where the vision came from, to work on something so our food could be accessible in places like airports and rest areas and places like that. So.
Well, we're looking at some pictures right now of your food, and it is great food. You offer a great variety.
Yes. So during the 13 years of researching to make an African restaurant, I went from restaurants to restaurant to try to find out why this business was not popular. Like there wasn't like African cuisine everywhere you were. And so one of the data that I collected from interviewing other restaurant owners was that if the person was from like, let's say Nigeria, the cuisine will be mainly a Nigerian cuisine and not other places. So the I Love Fufu menu is composed of popular meals throughout the continent. So no matter where you're from, whether you're from North Africa or East Africa or South Africa, you'll find something that you're familiar with, because the main goal is to provide the food for the African population and also to introduce it to other cultures so they can have it wherever they are.
Well, and you're offering your great menu, of course, and then for QC Restaurant Week, you've got free appetizers going on with the menu, with the meals that people get. So we're going to look at some of those appetizers coming up in our second half hour. And right now, Morgan, we're going to send it back to you in the studio, and we'll have more from I Love Fufu coming up later here on Quad Cities Live.
All right, Jake, thank you. Looking forward to that for sure. So we'll see Jake in just a little bit. Well, from the restaurant to the yoga studio, today we are stepping into a space that's all about balance, mindfulness, and wellness. Whether you are experienced or somebody who is simply looking to explore yoga for the first time, Living Yoga Quad Cities is a great place to start your journey. Joining me now is owner and yoga instructor Ayla Bedford, along with studio manager Lola Ochoa. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, Ayla, I should say welcome back. I remember last time you were on the show telling us all about the studio, so we appreciate you coming back here today. So how would you describe it? How would you describe Living Yoga Quad Cities?
I'd say we have the vibe that nobody else has. That's our #1 bit of feedback from all of our students. They say, I've been to other yoga studios, I've been to other classes, and it just doesn't feel the same as it does here. It feels more like home. It feels more like family.
That has to be a really special feeling when you get that kind of feedback from people.
Absolutely. It's the best compliment. The way that you make people feel is your reputation.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. So talk about the different varieties of classes that you offer, because all it takes is just, looking at the schedule for the week or on your website, and there are some options there.
There are. So we have everything from sound bath, where you show up in your pajamas and you just rest for 45 minutes and enjoy deep relaxation, to mid-level or advanced level classes where you're really physically challenging yourself.
Okay, so when I go on there and I see, okay, I'm looking at it on the screen right now. So let's say Power Flow. Would that be a more like intense yoga practice where maybe you'd want to have a little bit of experience?
Yes, ma'am. It's exactly what it sounds like. It
Okay.
is going to be a much more powerful, physically challenging class.
Okay.
But I tell everyone, no matter what class you sign up for, we'll take good care of you.
Okay, well that's good and that's reassuring for a lot of people. Other ones is gentle yoga and slow flow. So maybe those ones would be, you know, if you really are just starting your yoga journey, those might be better options to get started with. Very cool. And Lola, something that you can offer people, which I think is very cool that you were just talking about, is Spanish speaking. So, I mean, that opens the door to so many more people to be able to enjoy yoga.
Yes, we are the first studio here at the Quad Cities who offers Spanish classes. So every time that I'm at the schedule, you can be sure that it'll be like a bilingual class.
Okay.
And we will have fun between the two languages.
I love that.
Forgetting the barriers of it, so yeah.
That is very cool. And you know what? I think unless, you know, you're like affected in some way, you kind of take it for granted that this is just the way that yoga classes are. What kind of feedback have you gotten from participants being able to enjoy your classes now in Spanish?
They're like more like a trilingual class because I manage between the English and the Sanskrit and the Spanish. And
Oh, wow.
we really have fun, actually.
Yeah.
My classes are challenging, I'll be honest, but we really have fun on the classes. We learn from each other. At the end of the time, we're here, all of us, to just learn from each other, right? To just grow and be better every day. So,
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
having these two languages at the studio can help us all to grow.
Very special, yes.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, Ayla, are these hot yoga classes, all of them, or is there a mix between them? I know we hear a lot about hot yoga.
Right. So all of our classes are set at 80 degrees.
Okay.
So we're kind of in the middle.
That's
Technically,
good.
it would be non-hot yoga.
Okay.
But when you step in, you question that.
Right.
It's a little bit warm. You might leave a little sweaty, but it's not that take your breath away. Oh
Sure.
my gosh, I can't breathe.
Well,
humidity.
yes, you know, that's the reason why I wanted to ask you that, because I think sometimes it can scare people off who are just kind of starting their yoga journey, and they're like, well, first of all, this is already going to be a little tough for me, and then it's going to be like 90 degrees, and you know, what if something happens? So it's nice that you kind of clarify that, because again, just like with what you do, I think it opens the door and it becomes a little bit more inclusive sometimes to people. So you also offer guided meditation, and you already talked about the sound bath. So what is that? Like, if you were to sign up for a guided meditation, would it be similar to how you described, where you just have somebody kind of helping you relax, so to speak?
Yeah, so for me, it's a lot about the setting.
Okay.
It's so hard for me to set a timer at home for 10 minutes and say, okay, I'm going to meditate when there's kids running around and phones ringing and the dog's licking my face.
Yes.
It's nice to be able to go to the studio where there's a designated 45 minutes where we meditate together as a community.
Okay.
And there's lots of different forms of meditation. We try them all, so you're going to get a little bit of variety every time you come, which adds to the learning aspect.
Okay.
And it's just nice to kind of pull you out of life for a little lunch break meditation or an early Saturday morning. And we'll teach you different techniques, and then maybe you can take it home and try it there too.
Yeah, that's great. Wonderful. And speaking of sound baths, there's something coming up just this week that I wanted to mention, Spring Sonic Immersion, and that is this Thursday at 6:30. So just describe what people can expect at this event.
So Lynn Stukart is an amazing musician. She does sound healing, which is like next level sound bath. So we show up to be comfortable, cozy, relaxed, and just enjoy the performance. Kind of like how you would show up to a live music event.
Sure.
But this is much more relaxing.
Yeah, it sounds great. It really does. And massage and Reiki services are becoming available. I just went on your website today and I saw this is a brand new thing that you're offering. Why did you want to, include this another thing for your customers, like massage?
Well, because I wanted it.
Honestly, Ayla, that's the perfect answer.
Who doesn't want to get a massage?
I don't know.
The place feels like home for us. It's a place where you can relax and you can heal and you can grow. And some of us have more healing to do than others. And it's nice to have a one-stop shop.
Yes, absolutely it is. You know, once you figure out that you enjoy a place so much and you don't really want to go to a bunch of different places necessarily. So that's a good option. Okay, cold plunge. I couldn't wait to talk to you both about this. We are hearing more and more about the benefits of cold plunging. So what is it and who is this for?
For everyone.
Yeah.
It's for everyone.
I've never done it.
Yes.
I'd like to try.
And we guide the cold
do?
plunge. It's not
Yes.
just about going into the fridge and just freeze yourself in there and barely breathe. It's about being like guided and remembering that you're not alone on this
Having
on this
support
path, right?
through hard things.
Yeah.
Sitting, I mean, all it is cold water.
Well, I
But
know,
it
it's
seems
very
a
cool.
lot more intense when you're sitting in it.
Yeah.
And having someone there, Lola is my person when I go to cold plunge because
Really?
having her there with me makes it possible.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're being supported through doing something that's really hard. Anybody who's ever sat in an ice bath, whether it was for muscle recovery,
Sure.
sports recovery, whatever, you know that it's an intense thing.
Yes.
What I like about our cold plunge is that you can get in all the way up to your neck.
Wow.
So you don't have to buy 50-pound bags of ice and only get up to your waist. And you can sit for up to 10 minutes.
Wow, I would love to meet the person that did that.
We have a few. We have a few.
That's amazing.
Yeah, athletes, marathon runners,
Yeah.
people who are super active.
makes
We've got
sense.
guys from the jiu-jitsu studios and the wrestling schools, and they're in it all the time. So if that's your jam, you can get an unlimited membership and come use it as much as you want.
Well, that is awesome. Good to know. And before we let you go, we just want to remind people too, as we take a look at your website, livingyogaqc.com, people can book private events with you, Ayla.
Yes.
So, like whatever you think. If you want to do a birthday celebration with your girlfriends or something, I mean, really, the sky's the limit, and you're really willing to work with customers on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We just did a birthday party last week for one of my longtime yoga students. She said, I just want to do yoga and have mimosas with my girlfriends for my birthday. So I said, girl, we got you. Let's make that
Yes.
happen. I have another person that's coming to do her bridal shower there.
I love
She
that.
wants to do a quick little bit of yoga with all of her girlfriends and then celebrate. So whether you want yoga to be a part of your celebration or you're just looking for a small space to rent out for your event, we've got you covered.
Well, that is just perfect. Thank you so much. You saw the website on the screen. We'll make sure that we get that on our website as well and link that. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Lola, you did want a little message. I almost forgot. You wanted to say a little something before we let you go here.
Yes, can I say it in Spanish?
Yes.
Hola, buen día. Para toda la comunidad latina que vive en Quad Cities, Living Yoga es el espacio para que empieces tu práctica de yoga con nosotros. Cuando quieras, te esperamos. Muchas gracias.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much.
Thank
It's been a
you.
pleasure. Coming up on Quad Cities Live, digging deeper into the world of composting. And for a look at how it's changing the way we think about waste management, the Davenport Compost Facility will join us with everything that we need to know next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Turning food scraps, yard waste, and organic materials into rich, nutrient-dense soil. We're talking about composting, and Davenport actually has a compost facility to help you get started. Robin Dunn is with the City of Davenport and is joining us in the studio today. Robin, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us here.
Of course. Okay, so let's just start with the basics. Tell us a little bit about the Davenport Compost Facility, really what you do, what we can find there.
The Davenport Compost Facility is green recycling, and also we take the biosolids from the wastewater treatment process and mix those with the yard waste that we collect from the Scott County community and make beneficial compost and other soil amendment products.
Okay.
So basically on an annual basis, we're diverting like about 140,000 cubic yards of waste away from our landfill.
Wow.
To make beneficial products that people can use at their home.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And, you know, we're very lucky. It's not every community where their city has like a component like this that we can utilize.
Right, there are very few. There's a few compost facilities in the state of Iowa, but from the perspective of biosolid composting with yard waste, there's actually a few nationally, which makes us unique, and we're pioneers.
I was gonna say, you are in that way, and with your history.
Right.
You guys are all about to celebrate a very big anniversary this fall.
Right. This fall we'll be celebrating 30 years, and we'll be actually have an open house that folks can come out, check out the composting process, our products, talk with staff, and just kind of check out our products. And
that's great. That's great, especially if you're somebody. I always use me as an example because me, who doesn't really know very much, but truly, it's a good opportunity to learn those things and utilize them. There's not really an excuse for not knowing all about it if you have all of these opportunities to go and learn and explore it.
Right.
And you all do a wonderful job of that. So yes, let's talk about your products and services, which you brought here today.
Yep.
Actually, five very different products here.
Exactly. So the first one we have, obviously this is the main component, compost. So this is a mixture of biosolids and yard waste.
Okay.
Basically, that material comes to us, it gets mixed together. It sits in our composting hall under managed and monitored air conditions for about 21 days, and then it goes to do further curing for another 30 days before that's ready to be used.
Where would you want to utilize this? Like, what can it help with?
The compost, this is really more of a soil amendment. You're going to want to you can use it for some things like soil quality restoration.
Okay.
We do have a lot of contractors in the area. People can do soil quality restoration on their own. So, aeration and then adding some of the compost to their soils and things like that. So it's really more of a soil amendment that you're going to mix in with your soils.
Okay.
And prices, we were just recently at the Home and Garden Show, in fact, and a lot of people recognize that our prices are really low. We are here just to take those two waste streams and produce natural products for the community.
That's wonderful.
So this is $2 a bag, and then $15 for a cubic yard for bulk. And then potting soil is way different. This is just yard waste.
Okay.
These are actually composted in windrows for about a year.
Oh, wow.
And so this is really just no biosolids in it. And this one runs $3 for a bag and $22 for a cubic yard.
Wonderful.
And then garden soil is actually a mixture of both our compost and our potting soil.
Okay.
Really great for raised garden beds.
I've heard people
potting,
rave about this.
Okay.
Like, my gardens never looked better.
Right.
Like, I mean, truly, I was reading some testimonials about it.
Okay. Yep. I think you're going to find testimonials about every one of our products. This has a little bit of sand mixed in with it too, so good for filtration and drainage and that kind of thing. So garden soil is $4 a bag, and then $25 a cubic yard.
Wonderful.
And then our enhanced topsoil is actually an innovation out of COVID. We had run out of compost and some of our yard waste material. And so basically what this is it's a screened topsoil that's had a little bit of compost and then some sand added to it. This is really good for filling in holes, leveling out a yard.
Yep.
This one stays around. It was born out of COVID and a shortage of supplies, but we do actually have a lot of people that this is in demand, and so that product will continue.
Okay.
And that's only comes in cubic yards, and that's $30.
Okay.
And then our shredded mulch, basically it's just yard waste that comes in, from the community. It's put through the shredder a couple of times, and again, that's going to come in cubic yards.
And that's one of the things that I have gone and purchased from you all in the past, because it's the perfect color. And it's cheaper than you find in a lot of other places. Right. Just saying. One thing before we wrap it up with you today that I did not realize is if you don't have a pickup truck or a way to haul this stuff to your property, a lot of times that's okay, especially if you live on the Iowa side.
Right.
Okay, so you guys will do some delivery.
Yes, so we do delivery. If you go to davenportcompost.com, our delivery rates and where we deliver to are all on the website. We have 3 different types types of delivery vehicles. So from a smaller load, pickup truck size load, to a much larger load, we have farmers and other agency or groups within the community that use our products. So we can do small and large.
That's great.
So yeah, delivery available, and our delivery to Illinois residents is a little bit limited just because we're not able to do the compost or the garden soil deliveries.
But still worth asking. So all great information today. If you want to learn more about products, or if you want to drop off yard waste at the facility, just head to davenportcompost.com. You can get all the information that you need there. Robin, thank you so much for being here today.
Okay, thank you.
We really appreciate it. And we've got much more to come in our next half hour of QCL, including a preview of the upcoming Train and Car Show in Silvis, celebrating the rich history of railroading and classic automobiles. And we are headed back out to Jake Eastburn, who is live at one of the many establishments participating in this week's QC Restaurant Week.
And this is how we started off the day. Temperatures dropped down into the 20s, but readings steadily rising over the next several days. And before too much longer, we may see a reading near the 70-degree mark. We'll talk about that in your First Alert forecast coming up.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with weather specialist Teresa Bryant.
And we started off with some chilly temperatures this morning, readings dropping down into the 20s. But right now, looking at some sunshine and reading of 48 degrees. That's still below normal for this time of year, but we are getting ready for a nice warm up ahead. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Temperatures ranging from 42 in Galena, 45 in Clinton, to 46 degrees in Burlington, 49 in Macomb and Keokuk, with winds that are now moving out of the north and west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As you can see, clear skies all across the region, high pressure, keeping things pretty sunny and bright. So it's been a pretty nice day, even in spite of the fact that it's been a little bit cooler than normal. Now, we do expect to see a gradual increase in cloud cover later on this evening and through the overnight hours ahead of our next system set to arrive tomorrow morning, bringing some light scattered rain showers into the area. Those showers expected to continue through the mid to late morning hours before finally winding down by early afternoon. And after that, looking for at least brief clearing before our next system moves in, bringing another chance for some light rain showers on Thursday before things dry out and warm up by Friday. For tonight, temperatures dropping down to 37 degrees, so not quite as cold. We will see an increase in cloud cover. Daytime highs ranging from a cool 49 degrees in Stockton, 54 in Preston, 57 in Morrison, to a reading of 60 degrees in Muscatine, 63 in Wapello, and Monmouth, 65 degrees in Aquaka. The Quad Cities looking for a reading of 58 degrees for a high tomorrow. We do expect to see mostly cloudy skies with occasional showers. And temperatures, well, they're going to stay in the 50s through the end of the week. But look at the weekend temperatures, readings reaching into the 60s on Saturday, 70s for Sunday, and again on Monday.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
If you're a fan of classic cars, vintage trains, or just appreciate a piece of history in motion, you are in for a treat. The upcoming Silvis Train Days and Classic Car Show is sure to be an incredible event that combines really the best of both worlds. Justin Landwehr is representing the Mississippi Valley region of the Antique Automobile Club of America. It's a little bit of a mouthful. And Aspen Welker is with the Railroading Heritage of Midwest America. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us, Megan. It's a pleasure.
Well, yes, of course. So tell us a little bit about the event. It is coming up at the end of April, Aspen. And you were just telling me before we got started with our segment, the combo of the cars and the trains, that's actually a first.
Yes, it is. Railroading Heritage of Midwest America was established in 2022. Or, well, it was established much long before then, but in Silvis, Illinois, it was established in 2022.
Okay, gotcha.
And so our goal with the organization is to restore and preserve historic railroad equipment. And we want to try and involve the community as best as we can. So we reached out to Mississippi Valley Classic Car Club to try and create an event to engage our community and focus on rail preservation and rail safety.
Well, very cool. And yeah, you guys are a nonprofit, correct?
Yes, so 501c3 nonprofit.
That is wonderful. And it's truly a space that not a lot of people, from what we've understood here today, you just meeting guests and being on the show, a lot of people don't even know it exists. And wow, what a cool space.
Yeah, it's a fairly new place that we're in. Not a lot of people know where we're at. We're in the old Rock Island Railroad shops across from the Iowa Interstate Railroad in Silvis, Illinois.
We're seeing photos of it right now, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a 900-foot by 350-foot shop that was originally built by the Rock Island Railroad to construct steam locomotives. It was their steam erecting shop for many, many years. And this eventually turned into a diesel locomotive repair shop. And now we are working in there to restore steam locomotives like they did back in the day.
Well, that is very cool. And Justin, I want to bring you in. I know you, and I know you love classic cars and antique automobiles. So tell us a little bit about the club and why you wanted to get involved with this really cool event.
Sure. The Antique Automobile Club of America is a national organization. The Mississippi Valley region is the local chapter here. Our main goal is to promote engagement with classic cars, education around classic cars, and involve families with classic cars. So this partnership with Aspen and his organization is perfect because we're bringing the heritage of two industries together and in a really cool way that involves family and education.
Yes. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the day. This technically is kind of a two-day event. Starts Friday evening and then it goes all day on Saturday. And so Justin, on that Saturday, that's really the day to like get the family out there, bring the kids, because you guys are going to have a whole lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely. Yep. Friday night is a dinner and education in the shop. Saturday is an all-day event. I believe it starts at 9:30.
Correct. 9:30.
Okay, 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, April 26th. Classic cars will be parked along there. There'll be all sorts of stuff with Aspen's organization.
Yeah, that's great. And Aspen, I wanted to ask you, beyond Saturday, when you're going to have the activities for kids, you're going to get to check out the cars, there's going to be food trucks there and all of that. Friday night, what a cool opportunity.
Oh, yes, of course. Friday night, we're offering a chance for the general public to come in and take an inside peek at the shop. So we're having Strictly Southern Catering come in and cater a very special dinner from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. People can purchase their tickets in advance online, and we're going to have a one-on-one question and answer session with the STEAM crew. It's going to be a very one-on-one, like, personal experience where you can come in and ask questions about our equipment, come take a look at the shop, and see what exactly has been going on.
Yeah, that is really cool. And after that, it's like a photo opportunity. So you just saw how awesome those photos were of all the trains in the shop there and what that looked like. Now imagine like being a professional photographer and being able to go in at night and get some cool shots for yourself. I mean, that's a really neat opportunity.
Yes, of course, but it's not just limited to just professional photographers. Anybody is welcome to come in and take pictures of the equipment as well. So Chase Gunno by Gunno Media Group is coming in and helping us put on this photo session. We're having some of our historical equipment that you saw in some of the pictures staged outside in various manners all across, big old floodlights. Everyone will have the chance to come in and take pictures of the equipment.
I love that. That is a fabulous idea. And it's going to be absolutely awesome weekend, education, lots of fun. It is the Silvis Train Days and Classic Car Show. It is set for Friday, April 25th and Saturday, April 26th at the Railroading Heritage of Midwest America. On that Saturday, again, there will be trains, there will be cars, but there will also be food trucks and all kinds of family entertainment. Think face painting. If you want to purchase tickets ahead of time, visit rrhma.com/Silvis-train-day. We've got that at the bottom of your screen. Justin and Aspen, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And still to come here, our own Jake Eastburn will join us live from QC Restaurant Week. He's going to be at one of the area's newer establishments. We'll get a closer look at this award-winning African cuisine from I Love Fufu next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, you may have heard it is QC Restaurant Week, and we are putting the spotlight on a new establishment recently voted Best African Cuisine. Very cool. I Love Fufu. That's the name of the spot, located near the riverfront in Davenport. And our own Jake Eastburn is joining us live from that restaurant. And Jake, this is actually a second location for them.
Yeah, second location for I Love Fufu. They started in Iowa City 3 years ago, and they opened up the Davenport location last July. You know, QC Restaurant Week, it's the perfect time to try something new and support local eateries. Regina Dore is the owner of I Love Fufu here in Davenport, and thank you so much for being with us today on the show. Your place is quite popular, and you your menu celebrates so much of culture.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate your presence.
Talk to us a little bit about the I Love Fufu. So fufu in Africa is a starch-dense meal, and
Yes.
that's kind of what your menu's originally based off of.
Yes, so fufu is popular in Africa, most of Africa except the northern countries of Africa. They eat some type of fufus, whether it's corn, plantain, cassava, different yam fufu. So in Africa, most families, it's a heavy meal, it's a heavy starch. So you'll eat a fufu meal and be satisfied for hours. So that's where it gets its popularity from.
And you've worked that in, obviously, to your menu. You have vegan and vegetarian options as well.
Yes, we do. So our Ethiopian menu offers a lot of vegan and vegetarian options because a lot of the sides, are all completely vegan and vegetarian. We do have some meat options if you want, but yeah, it's that particular menu caters for that population.
So right now you're open for dinner Tuesdays through Thursdays from 4 to 8, and then on the weekends, on Friday and Saturday, you're open for lunch and dinner. So for QC Restaurant Week, you're offering free appetizers for people, and here are some of the examples of the popular ones. If you want to run us through what we're looking at here.
Yes, so these appetizers here are very popular in Africa. I will start with the plantain. The plantains is a very popular appetizers and street food. Plantains are not only popular in Africa, they are very popular in South America, and the plantains we have here are imported from Mexico.
Very tasty.
And any South American countries, they all know plantains, and we get a lot of customers coming for the plantain. Puff Puff is a Nigerian nickname, but there's a different nicknames for it in different countries in Africa. Basically, it's a dough that is deep fried. It's almost like a donut. And over here, we have samosas. Samosas are very popular in both South America, Asia, and in Africa also. It's very popular street food in all those other places. So we have beef samosas and then vegetable samosas. We have egg rolls here. Egg rolls are very popular in West Africa, and during the War of Vietnam, all the Vietnamese refugees came and introduced the egg rolls to the African populations, and that became a very popular street food in West Africa.
Well, we're excited to be able to try it here at I Love Fufu in downtown Davenport, participating in QC Restaurant Week. You can look up all the details at qcrestaurantweek.com. Back to you, Morgan.
All right, Jake, thank you. And coming up tomorrow, exclusive menu specials and passion behind every pour. We are continuing our Restaurant Week Business Spotlight with a visit to Dead Poets Espresso in Moline. And don't miss out on sweet treats for your Easter basket from Lago Marcinos. We'll take a closer look. That's all happening tomorrow on QCL. Thanks for watching. Your news at 4 is next.